Life on the road with your partner can seem like this fairy tale. You get to see all these new places and it can be amazing. But the truth is, life on the road isn't always sunshine and rainbows. Shocking, I know. Sometimes it can be tough and it can be a lot of work. There's sacrifices you'll have to make and the beginning transition can be a real tough one. So today I'm going to tell you guys about Jay and I's experience, things that we've learned from being on the road for over 2 years now, and recommendations from others who have also been on the road and faced similar challenges. So you guys are stuck with me today. Jay is actually helping another person with their build, with their electrical. So you guys get to get stuck with me today. Pip is judging me right now. So for some context, Jay and I have actually been together since 2017. We've spent 2 years traveling and living together on the road. So the first reality of living and traveling with your partner is that if you get in a fight, you can't escape. So back when we had 9 to 5s, if we fought, we had our work schedules, our 9 to 5s, getting away from each other to sort of think about everything and then come together and kind of hash it all out. Now, I do kind of find this to be a positive as well because it sort of forces you to work everything out in the moment. If you let it sit and wait to sort it out, you're going to be in an awkward situation where you're just trying to avoid each other in 90 square feet of space, and that just doesn't really work. When we lived in the bus, we actually had like a separate area to escape to. Now, if I want to escape when we're fighting, I mean, I can try, but like, there's just no escaping it. You're gonna be together, you're gonna be fighting. There's gonna be awkward times. It might be raining outside, you can't even go out there and you're stuck inside the van and you just have to figure things out. So make sure you guys stick around to the end of this video because I'll be kind of giving you guys solutions, things that we've kind of learned and ways to deal with the harsh realities of traveling with your partners. The second one is something that you kind of learn along the way, and especially for us, only having one vehicle to get around, you don't have as many freedoms as you would, say if you lived in an apartment and you each had a car or just a different way of getting around. If I want to do something, Jay has to want to do it as well, and sometimes he does not want to do it. So you don't have as much freedom, and not having the same kind of freedom goes into having to make a lot of sacrifices, which is my point number 3. Good morning, you guys from Texas. So it's currently 6:48. Been up since about 5 a.m. It's race day for Jay. So obviously if we lived in a house, I would support Jay in his races still, but living in a van kind of makes it take on this whole new commitment for me. We were in California, so we had to kind of change our plans, come all the way to Texas, and obviously I love and support Jay and everything that he does, but it's just like something that you have to realize that there's certain things that you're going to have to sacrifice. It's not a big deal, it's just like you kind of have to be willing to make those sacrifices even more so. Good job, Jay! Woo! So yeah, you obviously have the freedom of getting to go wherever you want with your partner, but you don't have the same kind of freedom as you would. Luckily, I'm with a partner who's willing to make sacrifices for me and do those things he might not necessarily want to do. But yeah, it's definitely a learning experience. You definitely have to learn a lot about each other. The number 4 reality of living in a van with your partner is that it speeds up your relationship so much. This lifestyle either makes or breaks your relationship. Now, that transition period is really tough, just trying to learn what the other person wants. You think you know them, but living in a van with someone, spending every single day with them nonstop, you really, really get to know them. Every single side of them. Yeah, I think it's just something that along the way you kind of figure out, and some people learn things about other people that might not necessarily like and they didn't know before. Maybe not every single couple is meant to live this lifestyle. I think my parents would probably murder each other. So yeah, I think it's maybe not meant for everyone, and maybe just try it out beforehand before you dive nose deep into it. These are just some challenges and realities that we face, so I'm gonna call a few people that have also been on the road and see what they have to say.
Definitely when you have a smaller space, it's like harder to get away when you need that sort of space.
You have to communicate and plan absolutely everything. We're dealing with this right now. Like, I want to go to PNW and Bree wants to go to Northern California. So you're talking about like where you're going to take your entire house. So for sure, like you have to get on the same page, and I don't know, we have to meet in the middle sometimes. Sometimes somebody loses, sometimes you both win.
We have like no privacy from each other, especially when it comes to like, I don't know, personal care or even just like going to the bathroom.
We find just like going outside or like having your own hobbies or something, so that way you can be like, okay, I'm gonna go get my own time over here, even if it's just like 20 feet away.
But at the end of the day, like, we're still living this lifestyle, and so we're super thankful to even have the privilege to be able to pick between Northern California or PNW.
Yeah, I think that's definitely, like, Alex struggles with that a little bit more than I do, because I'm fairly open about that. Even when we were living in the house, I kind of use the bathroom with the door open. So maybe that's one thing you can do too, is like get comfortable using the bathroom with the door open if you're not gonna have like a fully enclosed toilet section.
You both just say like, yeah, we want to see the whole U.S. together. We're going to see every part of it, but it's more complicated than that. Like, where do we go next? Who's the planner? Bree thought she was the planner. We had this thought process together. I was like, Bree, I'm sorry. Like, I have some bad news for you. You're not actually the planner.
And I think you really need to go into it like setting up boundaries for someone who's more introverted and someone who's more extroverted. Like, one of you might want to be like meeting up with people like every week, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks or something, you know, like constantly being around other people, whereas someone else might not be so into that. And you need to like really be clear about like, okay, if we meet up with people, this is how long we can stay with them, and then we need a break from people, because I'm definitely more introverted. I could literally not see people that's why I wanted to live in a bus. And Will is more extroverted, and he needs to be around people and get that social interaction. So we have to just compromise and come to a good place.
Something that we've been battling even lately is like, I want to get like a one wheel possibly, right? But there's not enough room. We got to get rid of something. And is that something going to be something of mine or something of Alex's?
We definitely do have organized roles, and it takes time to like fall into those roles. Just like we've been married 5 years, and Bree thought she was the planner for 5 years.
You have to be able to make compromise, and starting off by making compromise early on will help you in such a tiny space.
Sometimes it takes time, and you really have to be like thrown into the fire to figure out who's who. Bree's been really good about doing the stuff that keeps everything going. That now I'm realizing I'm by myself, like this place is falling apart without her here.
Devin's by himself right now. Bree is back home visiting family, so we just got Devin.
Sorry, everyone.
I think it became clear from speaking with everyone that there are some pretty obvious things you can do to make the transition to life on the road with your partner a little easier. The first one being communication is key. Having specific rules to prevent those little avoidable fights, and having the patience to learn what your rules are. Because as you transition into this lifestyle, you'll certainly learn more about the other person, but you'll learn even more about your own wants and desires. The second sort of tip I have is finding your tribe. As much as like Jay and I love spending time together and being together, I think it also kind of adds to your relationship when you're with other couples, with other people, and able to enjoy those moments in time with them. My third tip is to just let it go. Jay and I started doing this thing recently where we're just like, you know what, that was stupid. Like, what are we even fighting about? And we had to talk about it. We're just like, why don't we just do that whenever we fight? It just is like squashed like that. Now, obviously, if it's like a bigger fight, you want to sit down, talk it out, and get through it that way. But if it's like, oh, you didn't let me stop at Chick-fil-A and I wanted to get a chicken sandwich, like, how dare you? If it's something like stupid like that, like, come on, just get over it. I do love my Chick-fil-A though. So Jay and I, when we first set out on the road, we were working together nonstop. We were working for Jenna. We had our own YouTube channel, and we were doing everything together. So important to have your own things, and that was actually when Jay signed up for his first Ironman. So he signed up for his first Ironman, and he had that training to sort of have something for himself. I think that's really important. Right now, he's currently helping someone with their abilities, doing their electrical, while I'm filming this video and editing this. So I have my own thing. He has his own thing.
You're the best. Oh, hey guys. Sorry to interrupt. So when you can't find me building a bus, I'm probably doing my other hobby, which is training for triathlon. And I get a lot of questions from you guys of what gear I use, what shoes, what bikes. And after a year of training and racing now, the thing I've really struggled with is finding a decent wetsuit. But thanks to SumoPro, the sponsor of today's video, I finally got my hands on a wetsuit that works for me. Their Vanguard wetsuit is the one I just raced in, and it fits like a glove. There wasn't any restriction in the shoulders. I felt really buoyant, and it actually helped me to get a PB time in the swim portion of the triathlon. I mean, come on, don't I look good in a wetsuit? If you'd like to check them out and try your hand at open water swimming, you can find all the information linked in the description to the SumoPro website. Alright, now back to the video.
Speaking of hobbies, let me show you guys where we are right now. So So yeah, while Jay is building, I get to play with kittens. It's not a bad gig. All right, guys, sorry for getting sidetracked, but the kittens at this house were too stinking cute not to show you. And before you come at me, petting kittens is a hobby. I don't care what anyone else has to say about that. At the end of the day, life on the road with your partner is what you make it. There will be ups and downs, and the beginning transition can be a tough one. But I think there's something that Kristen said which is really important to remember.
Whatever issues you're having in a bus or a van, it's really not like the small space or the always being around each other. It's something different. Like you got to get to the core of the issues. Like it's a miscommunication, it's misexpectation sort of thing. And if you move into a house, you're still going to have those same issues if you don't get to the core of it. So you can live in 200 square feet, you can live in 20,000 square feet, but you're still going to have those issues if you don't like figure out what actually is the issue outside of our surroundings.
So at the end of the day, I wouldn't change traveling with Jay for anything. He's my best friend, he's my partner, he's my everything. I absolutely love it. Ho, ho, ho! Guys, it's just me. It's not really Santa Claus. Jamie doesn't know. Hi, Jamie!
Oh, I've lost my wife.
Obviously, these are just challenges and things that we faced along the way, and I hope that by me sharing them with you, it can help you if you're in that transition period or if you're considering traveling with your partner. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I know you people that love Pippa are gonna be upset that I didn't have her really in this video, so I'll give you your Pippa footage right now.
Look at your face! Oh, don't be mad at me. That was nice.
I'd be annoyed with me too. Jay's finishing up the electrical now. We're in the middle of Kansas, which is kind of fun. Next up, we're on our way to Utah, where we'll be for about 3 weeks or so, and we have pretty much a full build to do there. So that'll be fun to show you guys and to film more. I didn't film this one just because it's like the electrical and boring stuff. All right, see you guys next Wednesday. I thought it was pretty normal this time. It wasn't too weird. That every single person. You've been a good boy this year.